This is the Nitro College Football Show, the greatest college football show of all time, at least according to Street's dad. I'm Burl.
And I'm Streit. So let's talk some predictions for week 4. First game we're going to take a look at is we got Florida traveling to take on number 4 Miami. Last check, Miami was a 7.5 point favorite, and Florida's on this downward spiral, obviously, after the last 2 weeks. Miami's feeling hot. They're at home. They've got some juice. They got Carson Beck. I'm taking Miami in the points in this one.
Yeah, me too. I'm taking Miami in the points. And just for everybody's info, got the lines off of DraftKings, so they're perfect. We had a bit of a typo last week. We got called out on, rightfully so.
Which one did they call us out
on? Georgia Tech. I guess whatever site that I found it on was like 13.5, but it was really 3.5.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to DraftKings every time. Hopefully we get a sponsor. But yeah, Miami all the way.
Yeah, I think the misery continues for Florida. Honestly, they lose this game. Does Billy Napier get fired? And does Lagway get benched?
Actually, no. I don't think they would fire him mid-season.
You don't think so?
No, because as soon as they fire somebody, if they fire them, those players get a 30-day transfer window.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I saw that today because Virginia Tech fired their coach and UCLA fired their coach. So those players haven't played 4 games yet, so they can technically still redshirt. And so they can all hop in the transfer portal now. That's interesting, that whole in-season transfer portal when your coach gets fired. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they hold off firing Billy until after the Georgia
game. That's what I would expect, honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
Or at least closer to the transfer window, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Another big game. And this is a much bigger game this year than you would have thought going into the season. So Auburn at Oklahoma. I mean,
yeah, last year it was a game Auburn was playing bad and Oklahoma came in with like no receivers. And like I said earlier tonight, Oklahoma won the game last year because Auburn was like winning the whole game and they threw a pick 6 like right toward the end of the game, and Oklahoma won a game that ultimately kept Auburn from making a bowl game. But this year, let's just call this the Battle of Jackson Arnold. Right? Like, he moved on. He's found a home at Auburn. They've got some things cooking with their pass game. In their rush game, Arnold seems to be fitting in there pretty well in Hugh Freeze's offense. And we know what Oklahoma's doing. They've got John Napier, probably the leading Heisman candidate right now, looking great. The Oklahoma defense, all the press has been on John Napier, right, and on the offense, but the defense is only allowing 6 points a game.
Yeah,
so
it's a Brent Venables defense.
Indeed,
it's a classic.
To me, 6.5. I actually think that's low. I think Oklahoma's going to win this game, and I think they're going to win by more than that. I think they give a nice dose of reality to Auburn this weekend.
I do too. I think Oklahoma is probably going to. I think they're going to be in the SEC championship game.
Bold prediction.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. I'm really high on Oklahoma. They have a fantastic defense, Brent Venables' classic defense, and now they have a really good offense to go with it. So Oklahoma is going to be dangerous this whole season. So given that, give me Oklahoma over Auburn. Okay, let's head up north. Your number 9, Illinois, versus number 19, Indiana. It's a pretty close spread.
Yeah, but Indiana 4.5 point favorite when they're hosting the number 9 team in the country. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Indiana hasn't played anybody. They've been killing people because that's what Kurt Cignetti likes to do. Uh, Illinois, they went down. They had that matchup against Duke. This is a matchup of two perennially Big Ten losers, right? This is, and it's funny because now they're 9-19. Like 3-4 years ago, you'd have said we're going to see a top 20 matchup between Illinois and Indiana for potentially playoff positioning. Really? Um, but Indiana, like I said, they're beating up weak opponents. Mendoza, their quarterback, he's got 72% completion, hasn't thrown a pick, throwing lots of touchdowns. Illinois, on the flip side, their defense is playing really well. They're only allowing 7 points a game. Luke Altmaier is playing great, 75% completion from that side. So you've got two transfer quarterbacks fitting in well in their new systems.
Which seems to be
I'm
the trend this year.
Yeah, I'm going with Illinois in this game. I don't believe in Indiana. I just don't. I think they're a paper winner, and I think they're going to get a dose of reality. And old Brett Bielema's team is gonna put a damper on their strategy of playing nobody.
Yeah, I agree. Not a lot of drama between us this week. I mean, I want Illinois to win, just in general. So
Yeah,
just because of that, I'm going to pick Illinois because I want them to beat Indiana. I don't like Indiana. Okay, an interesting game: Tulane versus Ole Miss.
So in our season preview, I said this game was important because I picked Tulane to be the G5 representative because I knew that they had this game on the schedule. Now Tulane is playing good football again, and this is their shot. If they can win this game against Ole Miss, Tulane will probably be your G5 representative. This is a very important game for them. Now, for Ole Miss, the interesting thing on the Ole Miss side is Austin Simmons got hurt 2 weeks ago. Their backup came in, played pretty good, but he got banged up, and Simmons even had to play a little bit this last week. Now, that backup, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Um, Trinidad Chambliss had a really good game against Arkansas, threw for 350 yards, had 60 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Ole Miss beat Arkansas 41-35, but that's a little bit closer, right, than you thought. So Ole Miss can score, but the questions at quarterback could potentially, lead you to feel a little bit of apprehension there. Like I said, this is a big game for Tulane. If they win, they're in the driver's seat for that G4, G5, whatever spot it is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Ole Miss to win. I think they're going to win, and I think Lane's system, they like to score. If it's Simmons or if it's Chambliss, I think they'll find a way to score enough points to beat Tulane.
Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss at home. Ole Miss is really tough at home. You saw it against Georgia the last 2 times Georgia's played there. They got absolutely destroyed. So give me Ole Miss. Too much offense. Even if they're rotating quarterbacks, they're still putting up tons of points.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, Texas Tech at Utah.
This is an interesting game, right? You've got the NIL experiment in Texas Tech that's averaging 58 points a game this season, just absolutely killing people. Their quarterback, Baron Morton, is up to 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception. They are playing lights out. And then you have a Utah team that last year really struggled with injury. They were, I think, the Big 12 champion pick going to the season last year, had a tough year. But they're back to looking like some of these stronger Utah teams that they were, those last few years in the Pac-12. Their defense has been strong. They've given up 25 points in 3 games. Devin Napier, their quarterback, is looking really good, completing 80% of his passes, and he's got 200 yards rushing. So they can certainly score too. Obviously, Texas Tech is scoring a lot. So this is kind of this new NIL philosophy versus a Utah team that has built itself back up after a tough year. So before I give my pick, what do you think, bro?
I think this is Texas Tech's first big test. Looking at their schedule, they've got a pretty decent schedule. Playing at Utah, I'm gonna go Utah on this one.
Okay. I think I think Texas Tech with the money has found something. I think they might be headed towards a Big 12 championship or at least a spot in that game. So I'm going to go with the Red Raiders to continue to build the momentum that they've got going into the season.
Yeah, this one's probably gonna come back to bite me just because they're Red Raiders.